Ladies and gentlemen, the first ever Esports Championship in Uganda by Next Level Experience is coming to a close, and we're doing what? Russia and Abu Dhabi. And guess what? It's been an amazing experience, it's been an amazing tournament, lots of accidents, lots of drop points, lots of DNFs, lots of emotions, and lots of wins and losses. But today, we bring it all down to the close. The championship comes down to an end. The winner will be announced at the end of the two races, and they get to walk away with 1 million Uganda shillings. What a prize, what a tournament, what a journey it has been. And I'll just generally take you through the experience. This is a trophy, the first ever that you're going to be seeing in the esports in Uganda. We're giving it away to the winner of this championship. And it has definitely been a journey for us here at Next Level Experience. And of course, like I said, we're going to go into Soki, and as you can see here, we have turns 1, 2, and 3. Importantly, at turn 2, on turns 2, you'll have some bit of nice corners for them to make some bit of overtakes. Sector 1 as well has some potential overtakes, and sector 3. So the drivers have to be very cautious, but the corners, the apexes also are very, very aggressive. So they have to be gentle on their corners. They have to be gentle on how they make those overtakes. And at the end of it all, we could see some bit of DNFs and yellow flags in there. There's damage that has been implemented by the Federation into this as well. And so it's very important that we get to see all of this. Again, we're going to just take you through how Russia is going to be lined out. It's impressively beautiful, a track, and it has a lot of sectors and a lot of corners through which the different drivers can be able to overtake. But importantly, we're just going to take you through. Look at sector 3. There's that perfectly nice long turn there. Then when you look at sector 2, you have some DRS detection zones, and of course there are 2 DRS zones. But when you look at turns 12, 13, and 14, that is where the drama is going to come from, and that is where the drivers are going to be extremely, extremely cautious. But like I said, Russia has a beautiful layout, has absolutely incredible many turns for the drivers to be able to make absolutely beautiful overtakes. And if you're a good driver, this is the kind of track you want to be involved in, and you want to be able to take advantage of it. So to all the drivers, discipline, and importantly, overtake when you have the chance. I have some gentlemen with me in studio, and that is Gerard Hamilton, the man who has been the one you've seen constantly leading the championship table, and then of course B-Wall, the gentleman who drives for the Gardens F1 team. A reminder that Gerard drives for the Makere community, and I just want to pick their minds on something as we come to a close with this championship. B-Wall, how has this experience been for you?
I think exciting would be an upward. I think it's been eye-opening for me. It's been very revolutionary because this is the first time this is happening in Uganda. So anybody who's watching this will know that even us who are approaching our NSSF days, we still have a bit of firepower left in us. It's been exciting, it's been fun. And the one thing that is a highlight for me this season is the fact that practice is a very, very important thing. I started off the season fairly lackluster, having been promoted from F2, and now I'm not too bad, So practice is a very important thing, and I've enjoyed it.
Well, I'm happy that you have enjoyed it. I'm going to come back to you in a minute. Gerard, you have seen the tracks, you have been practicing on these tracks, you have seen how much it takes to actually prepare for these races. What has been, the experience for you, and which driver would you say has actually given you a very, very hard time?
Well, for the driver was giving me a hard time. Actually, it's Kadugala, because if you guys have been really following up on our tournaments, like whenever it's us P1, P2 are always having a battle, so usually ends bad for the other party. But yeah, Kadugala has really been a fun guy to race against. Actually, he's very good, so I actually think he's gonna be a title contender next season. It's just that this season he has kind of been short of luck because things have been going on by his side from everything comparing to the races whatsoever. But yeah, I look forward to facing him next season. Actually, we're ready to give you guys like a show, like we have had it for the previous seasons. Yeah.
Speaking of a show, I have. With the rightful power information that the federation, the Uganda Esports Federation in Uganda, is going to step in and will be issuing out some penalties for next season, for some of the incidents that happened this season. People, you know, we constantly are bashing, I see constantly bashing Ferrari, you know, for strategies. And then, of course, you're talking about drivers losing it. For you, as a person who has been a fan, and now you're driving in the Esports Championship, do you see now the difference?
Look, it's easy to criticize when you're on this other side, on the other side of things, and you're watching, and you're seeing the strategies. You're thinking it should be a two-stopper, and then it becomes a three-stopper, or you're thinking you should get on the super softs, and then somebody's on the mediums. It's easy to bash, but when you get in there, it's not that easy, because sometimes you're on the track and you get information that rain is coming in 6-7 minutes. So you start now thinking in your mind, so what tires are we getting? But you have about 12-13 laps to go. So there's a lot of strategy that you have to battle with, and you're not just battling with strategy for yourself, but they're competitors. You don't know what tires they're going to get, and then you don't know if there might be a safety car. There's really so much that happens, and as a person who watches Formula One, I get more insight. I get more understanding into some of the quote-unquote horrible decisions that Ferrari makes. Sometimes it's out of their hands, Sometimes the technology just refuses, You're trying to, you're wondering why your DRS is not working. People are just passing by you and you're thinking, what's going on? And the guys on the other end at the garage are trying to look around, and all this is happening in real time. So it's not easy. The pressure it's not for the faint-hearted, to be honest. It's not for the faint-hearted. Whether you're a driver or a garage, a person working in the garage, or you're the technical director, whatever you're doing, the importance in making those split decisions cannot be underestimated. And the other thing for me that I've learned now, coming on this other side of things, is that like I said, when you practice and you keep at it, you get better, right? You get to know, when to get into the apex. You get to know when to overtake. You get to know when to put your foot off the gas, and these things start to become second nature. And before you know it, you can start contending with the likes of Kadugalan and Gerald Hamilton. So yeah.
Surely, and the fans have been growing in numbers for the Esports Championship in Uganda, and you have promised us that next season it's going to be a totally different experience altogether. What are you going to do different? How are you going to prepare for next season?
Just do the usual. Always.
Because remember that the gap is closing in with you. When the season was starting, you seem to be running away with everything, but now it seems the gap has really closed in.
Yeah, okay. All I have to do is practice a lot and pray I don't have circumstances against me, because also there is that whereby you're good at driving but everything fails because of technicalities and whatsoever.
I think I'm one good example of such a person. You're good at driving, but the machine is, it's a little bit not that good. But overall, I agree with him that next season is going to be tougher. It's going to be harder. It's going to be more exciting. It's going to be, more back to back. It's going to be closer. And anybody who's watching this, subscribe now, because next season is going to be, explosive.
True. And we have also, I have within authority that there are new drivers that are joining the championship next season. So it's going to be a little bit more intense, and expect that the battle for points is also going to be more aggressive. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. Hopefully next season we'll have some ladies joining you, but thank you so much for your time. And we're now going to cross over to the championship, because time has come to decide who gets to carry with the championship. Championship, we have Kadugala, we have Gerald Hamilton, we have Samuel King, who's driving for Moving Ads. Kadugala drives for Black Oaks, and then we have the one and only B-Wall, who drives for Kadugala, and it's lights out. Away we go. A brilliant start for Samuel King in there, who is in pole position, but he swerves a little bit wide in there. It's Kanim, who drives for Gardens F1 in first place. Then you have Samuel King in second, B-Wall in third, Gerald Hamilton in fourth, Joel Kamadi in fifth. And there we go. Oh, and there's been a collision between Gerald Hamilton and Samuel King. B-Wall now takes the leadership of this race. Gerald Hamilton is in second, Samuel King is in third, Joel Kamad is in fourth, Kadugala is in fifth. Quite a race this is going to be, really. Kanim, who was leading this race, finds himself all the way in sixth with a whole lot of work to do. And here comes Gerald hunting down B-Wall. Samuel King not having quite the race he wants to have. Gerald Hamilton swerving around this track, causing a bit of a collision in the behind him. Ooh. Close by Samuel King and Joel Kamadi. Very close. Kanim just 0.9 seconds behind Kadugala. Kadugala is on a chance to overtake. And he makes that beautiful overtake in the apex. He has a chance, but it's still tight, extremely tight, between Kadugala and Samuel King. Ooh. And now he's going for, Kadugala is going for Gerald Hamilton. Does he get him? He gets it, his man. Ooh, and there is a big hit. Massive hit for Kanim. Kadugala finds himself in second behind B-Wall of Gardens F1, who is now having a whole 4-second cushion. This track, it's all about the discipline, it's all about the patience. When you look at sector 2, that is where you see a bit of a gap for the overtakes. But B-Wall going through sector 3 will be happy with how he's driven so far. He now has a whole 5-second gap. This is the kind of race that he definitely would have wanted to start with at the beginning of the season. B-Wall is on the lead, Kadugala is in second, Samuel King is in third. Samuel King with 0.1 seconds on Kadugala now. Can he get his man on the straight? Does he get some DRS? Yes, he does. But Kadugala fights on, and Eric, out of the blue, just gotten ahead of both drivers. And now Eric is into second position. Look at those 3 cars going at it. It's a battle out there. Eric trying to squeeze his way out. Could even peg from the back. No, he manages to keep himself in this track. And Samuel King gets into second. It's now a hunt between these 3 cars. We will keep you here because this is where the drama is. And these 3 drivers are all equally good. Samuel King in second. But separating him and Eric is just 0.2 seconds. An overtake could be looming any second now. That is going to be a very tight corner for Eric to try and make an overtake. And he tries it. Does he get his man? Ooh. Pushed a little bit wide again. Pushed wide again by Samuel King. It's such a tight race. Such a tight race. Oh, Gerald Hamilton hitting rather hard on those brakes right there. And now we're back on board with the 3 cars. B-Wall now with a whole 6-second cushion on Samuel King. he needs to continue building that gap, because it will be very vital for him when we come down to the time of pitting, because that will determine just about how much he will be able to come back and lead this race. 4 laps done so far. 4 laps of the 27 laps have been done so far, and Bewall is driving a race of his own at the moment. Discipline will keep him up there, or better yet, will give him even a big opportunity to get away from the chasing pack, who are scampering for everything against each other right about now. Kadugala in second, Samuel King in third, Eric in fourth, and Joel Kamadi is in fifth. Gerald Hamilton, the championship leader, is in 6th position. If it finishes the way it is going now, the end towards this championship could become a little bit more dramatic as things go on. Remember that Gerald Hamilton is 5 seconds behind Joel Kamadi. Samuel King needs to find his footing. He needs to get closer to that is Kadugala. But Kadugala is doing immensely well, chopping down on the gap between him and Bewall. And it's now a 5.5 second difference. Bewall needs to wake up, because right about now, the championship lead he was having is going to be cut down humongously. On board with Kadugala and Samuel King. These two have been going at each other from the very beginning of this race. And now Kadugala seems to be getting away from Samuel King, but they both have almost the same car, same pace, and it's going to be a question of how disciplined each one of them is, because that is going to determine who gets to overtake and who gets to continue with leading from the pack. Bewall now, is his leadership has been cut down to 5 seconds. Ooh, and Gerald Hamilton goes off the track. He's struggling to get back onto the track and now gets back on it. Not the race Gerald Hamilton wanted to have. And now he is 9 seconds behind Joel Kamadi. That only means that he's going to have to work a whole lot if he's to go and pit and come back and come out with a chance of him winning this race. But like always, this championship has presented nothing but drama, nothing but opportunities for drivers. Kanim getting ever so close to Samuel King. 1 second separates the two. 4.7 seconds separates Kadugala and Bewall. Kadugala now has Bewall in his sights, and that will give him so much hope that he could get this race for himself. We are now in sector 2, and these drivers are going at it. Bewall gets a bit of a push in there. No one has DRS as it stands, because all of them are separated by an incredible 1.5 seconds, 1.2 seconds, 4.5 seconds, 2.6 seconds. And for Gerald Hamilton, it's gotten worse. It's now a whole 22 seconds gap between him and Joel Kamadi. You can see how focused Samuel King is. You can see how calm Eric Kanim is. He knows he has to continue pushing. He knows he has to be very patient with these two drivers ahead of him. On board with the 3 drivers now. We are on board Eric, who is behind Samuel King. A 3 second penalty to Gerald Hamilton. Can Eric get closer? 0.7 seconds separating these two drivers. Can he continue and get close to Samuel King? He needs to continue pushing and pushing. Bewall will be hoping that Eric can get close to Samuel King and get close to Kadugala so that he can relax a bit. But as it stands, Kadugala has now chopped the 6 seconds to now 3.8 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, a race we've been waiting for is unfolding in front of our eyes. Eric, 0.3 seconds now. Patience will be all he needs to get to a sub-DRS zone. He is just about to get the DRS zone. He needs to be patient, and if he can do it, he could get the DRS zone now, push him, and then he can get closer. And can he get the inside? He gets the inside and overtakes Samuel King. Now he has to hunt down Kadugala, and this is what Biwol was praying for. My oh my. Eric now with 1 second separating him, and Kadugala and Biwol will be happy that the battle is being brought close to Kadugala. That only means that he could have an opportunity to get away. Another 3-second penalty for that is Gerard Hamilton because of getting off the track and getting off track limit. Can Eric hunt down Kadugala? But as Eric is hunting down Kadugala, Samuel King is coming back for his position. Through 0.2 seconds separating these two drivers. Can he get some bit of DRS support? Not yet, but he could be able to get his man without even the support of DRS. And yes, he does get the man he was hunting for. Gets him, and they go yet again. Can he get close to Kadugala? Ladies and gentlemen, I promised you that the race was going to unfold before our eyes, and it is indeed unfolding before our eyes. Ooh. There we go. Eric, 0.5 seconds behind Samuel King. Samuel King, 0.5 seconds behind Kadugala. It is a matter of defend, and attack. Who will come out on top of this battle? Samuel King looking for the overtake. Eric looking for the overtake. My oh my, we are on board Samuel King now, looking to overtake Kadugala. But here comes Eric as well. Look at these three drivers go at it. Eric, can he get his man? Samuel King, can he get his man? It's 0.2 seconds separating these two drivers, 0.4 seconds separating these drivers. What a race these three gentlemen are giving us here in Russia. And here we go. Any moment now. Can we get some DRS support? No DRS support, but Samuel King is getting his man. Does he have the outline? Does he now get the inside? All the three of them are all going at it, and of course Eric. My oh my, what a race. There we go, yet again. These drivers are going to keep us at it. 10 laps have been done so far. Of course, setting the laps is Biwo, the race leader. And Joel Kamadi has chosen to get into the pits. He's pitted first. The question is now, who is going to pit first of the leaders? But Joel Kamadi may have pulled a very vital undercut here, because at the end of it all the other drivers have got to pit. Here comes Joel Kamadi. Where does he come out? It's now probably going to be a whole 30 seconds behind the race leaders. But again, we go back to where the race is. There we go. Eric behind Samuel King. Samuel King behind Kadugala. The battle is on. These are things that determine your champions. These are moments that determine drivers. And ultimately, we are going to get incredible action from these three drivers. Samuel King now has a 0.23 seconds gap on Kadugala. Can he be able to get the man he's hunting for? He has to keep within. Another 3 seconds penalty for Gerald Hamilton. The championship leaders picking penalties like those picking, gorillas, or better yet, some bit of lollipops. Here we go. Samuel King. Can he get some DRS support? He could have gotten some DRS support, and now he's overtaking Kadugala, and the overtake is complete. Is it yet? Does he get the overtake? Oh, Kadugala just maintains that lead. What a race this is. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. What a race. Eric is now coming out of the pits. Where does he come out? 24 seconds behind Samuel King. He's got a lot of work to do, but the advantage he has is he's pitted fast, so that means he has the upper hand, because ultimately Samuel King, Kadugala and Biwol all have got to pit. And there goes Samuel King. But Kadugala just about maintains that lead. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, we are keeping an eye on Samuel King with 0.2 seconds separating him and Kadugala. Can he overtake him? Can he overtake Kadugala? 0.3 seconds. He needs to be patient. He needs to be able to get his man. And any second now, Kadugala goes wide and he chooses to get into the pit. Kadugala enters the pit. Biwol is in the pit as well. Samuel King. Where will this pit get? That's a fast pit from Biwol. He gets out into the mediums again. Samuel King takes the leadership of this race. Biwol is in second. Kadugala is in third. Remember, both drivers are in the pit. And now, Eric has also entered the pit. Biwol comes out, still in second position. That only means that he is going to have another go at Samuel King, who is yet to pit. Biwol on fresh mediums. It's 12 laps done. That means we could see another pit stop from these drivers. Well, Gerald Hamilton today has really enjoyed kissing, the walls. As he was entering the pit, he kissed his wall. And here comes Eric behind Kadugala on the attack. Can Eric master some bit of pace to attack Kadugala? 0.3 seconds separating these two drivers. Remember that Eric has fresher tires, and can he get the driver? Can he get him? Oh, and Kadugala just about manages to get the inside. These two drivers are going at it. There goes Eric yet again with 0.2 seconds separating him and Kadugala. Can the corner come at the right time for Kadugala? Yes, it does. Ooh, this is going to be interesting, because now Eric has the straight line. Can he be able to overtake? Can he get his man? But the corner comes yet again, timely for Kadugala. A shake from Eric, but ultimately he gets his man and he takes over, gets into second position. But Kadugala is not giving up yet. Looking at him from the rear mirror, Kadugala is back into second position. This is working out perfectly for Biwol, who is leading this race, because with these two attacking and defending against each other, it ultimately gives him breathing space and also gives him the gap to be able to overtake, to take control and create some bit of distance between him and the two drivers. B-Wall back into lead in this race. Kadugala 3.5 seconds behind B-Wall. Eric 0.2 seconds, 0.1. Can we get that overtake? Yes, Eric gets the overtake. But for how long? Kadugala goes a little bit wide. Ooh, not what he would have wanted. Once again. And that may just be the breather that Eric needed. Kadugala with a whole lot of work to do. Remember that now he has to contend with the Joel Kamadi, who is coming in hot. 0.1 seconds. And here comes Kadugala. Samuel King on the overlap of Joel Kamadi. Can he get him? Joel Kamadi protects his inside line. But for how long? Because now Samuel King gets the inside and protects it. Gets to make the overtake he's been waiting for. But for how long? Samuel King gets the overtake. This race is just about everything. Joel Kamadi, 0.4 seconds behind Samuel King. On board now with the two drivers. Can he get up DRS support? No, he doesn't get the DRS support. But Joel Kamadi is coming in hot and he overtakes Samuel King. He gets that little bit of push that he needs and he continues to protect himself. Gerald Hamilton has been disqualified from this race. He is disqualified because of the multiple warnings that he got. That is the championship leader going out in a very, very despicable manner. B-Wall continues to lead this race. 3 seconds. Kadugala is hunting down Eric, who is hunting down the race leader, B-Wall. Eric is doing an incredible job because now it's 2.7 seconds separating B-Wall and Eric. Remember that Eric is Kanim. Kadugala, who had this race all to himself, now finds himself in third position. Joel Kamadi in fourth, Samuel King in fifth, and your championship leader has been disqualified. Gerald Hamilton is not a very happy man. Samuel King has just swerved off the track again, and that may just be the support that Joel Kamadi needed, because now it's 0.2 seconds separating these two drivers. Can Eric master some bit of pace and overtake Samuel King? For Eric continues to slash down on that time difference between him and B-Wall. It's now 2.6 seconds separating the two drivers. B-Wall What a race he's had. The Gardens F1 Club driver has been massive today. Started this race well in third position, and then the moment he took leadership of this race, he's not looked back. He's been very patient, he's been very disciplined, and that ultimately has helped him to ensure that he continues leading this race. But he needs to be able to watch his side mirrors, because Eric, his teammate, is coming in hot. The question is, are they going to play some bit of team orders in this race? Because Eric needs to win this race to close the gap between him and Gerald Hamilton in the championship. And for P1, he needs this point to be able to finish in third or fourth. So it's a little bit tricky for Gardens F1 Club, really. It's decisions and decisions for the team. Eric has really struggled with overtaking Samuel Kane. All the drivers are giving it their best. B-Wall is not accepting to be challenged today. It's 2.6 seconds separating him and his teammate, Eric. 2.4 seconds separating Eric and Kadugala. 2.1 seconds separating Kadugala and Samuel King, and 0.8 seconds separating Samuel King and Joel Kamadi. On board with Joel Kamadi as he hands down Samuel King, who is in fourth. A reminder that the championship leader, Gerald Hamilton, has been disqualified for having gone off the track multiple times. If there ever was a story that you never expected in this championship, it was definitely Gerald Hamilton getting disqualified. But like always, like I say, miracles, and I mean miracles, always do happen. On board with the three drivers, Kadugala, Samuel King, Joel Kamadi. What a race this has turned out to be. Samuel King creates just about some breathing space, because now it's 1.4 seconds separating him and Joel Kamadi. A reminder that we could be seeing pit stops any moment now, because the pit stops are now open for whichever driver may want to go for an undercut. Who is going to pit for what tires? Will anyone pit for mediums again, or is everyone going to pit for some softs? And Joel Kamadi has entered the pits. This could be very, very important. A decision for the Twitter driver or the next media driver. We have to see how far off he's going to come out in this pit stop. Already he is 20 seconds behind. P-Wall has to go for an undercut in this situation, because that could be what helps him. 8 laps to go. Eric getting ever so close to his teammate. 2 seconds separating these two drivers. Eric needs to win this championship, this race, to be able to close the gap between him and Gerald Hamilton. out of this race. Samuel King, 1.7 seconds behind Kadugala. And these 7 laps remaining for this championship, for this race to come to a close. The question is Gardens F1 going to make a call for some team orders for B-Wall to allow Eric to win this race? But as things stand, this championship belongs to Gerald Hamilton, because as things stand, it is 265 points to Gerald Hamilton and 190 points to, that is, Eric. For B-Wall, a win today could see him lift Kadugala on the table, which would mean that he gets to finish 5th after today's race. And if he wins the next race, he could actually just about nick Joel Kamadi as well. So B-Wall has a lot at stake as well in this race. 6 laps to go in this championship. Eric is not giving up. He's hunting down B-Wall, hunting him down. And now it's 1.4 seconds that separate the Gardens F1 drivers. Joel Kamadi sets some fastest laps in there. .2 seconds separate Eric from the championship leader, B-Wall, with 6 laps to go. This is where, if I'm B-Wall, I just make a turn to the pit stop. But Eric is getting ever so close to B-Wall. It's now 1 second that separates the Gardens F1 club drivers. 0.9 seconds separate these two drivers. 0.8 seconds. Any moment now we could see an incredible overtake. Can Eric get some DRS support? And now we are out of the DRS zone. So it's all about him hunting down B-Wall and going for the overtake, because now it's 0.2 seconds that separate these two drivers. No collision should happen in this moment, because we want to see a clean overtake, but B-Wall protects that inside line. Goes a little bit wide than he could have wanted, but he continues to protect that inside line yet again. Whoa, what a race these two are about to give us. B-Wall now with 0.6 seconds. And we are past the DRS zone. So now again, for Eric, it's all to do. It's all to hunt for. Can he get B-Wall? 0.3 seconds separating these two drivers. Any moment now, we could see an overtake, but B-Wall protects the inside again. He needs to continuously protect the inside line. Beautiful turn on that apex, protects the inside line again, and he gets it. Oh, beautiful driving from B-Wall. Like I said, these are the things that determine or that make drivers. 0.2 seconds that separate these two drivers. And now we are in a straight line. This is where Eric could get his chance for the overtake. And Eric goes off a bit, gets the man. Does he have the inside? Bewall gets his inside. He protects it yet again. And he maintains the leadership of this race in Sochi. Man, it seems no team orders are being made. So these drivers are going at it old-fashioned. 0.5 seconds. It is now or never for Eric. No one is blinking. By the look of things, no one is going into the pits. So it only means that these two drivers are going to race it out until the very end with 4 laps to go. And there goes Bewall. He's been absolutely disciplined in this race. But so has Eric. And now he gets the overtake that he's been looking for. Gets that inside line, protects it as well, and Bewall comes back again from the outside and overtakes. Ladies and gentlemen, what a race we are having here. If you were not paying attention, this is the battle for who gets to win the race in Sochi. My oh my. The Guardians F1 drivers are leaving nothing on track and giving everything to us, the viewers. Bewall, he needs to be able to protect that. And can Eric get it? He makes the overtake. Does he protect the inside? Bewall coming closely, and they just about touch. My goodness. Bewall is not giving up this championship, this race lead. He wants to win this race. A little bit of a bump there from Eric. Bewall doing everything in the books to protect this lead. He's been a clean driver, he's been a disciplined driver, but so has Eric. They are not leaving anything to chance. Everyone wants to win this race. They both want to take the points back home. The battle is between Eric and Bewall, and Eric does get the overtake, but does he protect this? Bewall makes the overtake yet again. My goodness. These two, but guess who is benefiting from this battle? One and only Kadugala, because Kadugala is now 0.5 seconds behind Eric, which means he is just about 1.5 seconds behind. And that is Bewall, who is leading this race. My oh my. The end to this race may just be either beautiful or calamitous. And there is a prancing person as well coming from the back who is watching everything. But Kadugala couldn't get a bit of Eric, and he gets Eric. Eric went off track, and Kadugala has gotten this race. He's gotten into second position. Finds himself now with some work to do on chasing down Bewall. My oh goodness. Eric getting so close to Kadugala. Can he get back into second position? Samuel King is hunting down Eric as well, with 0.3 seconds separating these two drivers. 0.3 seconds. Can Samuel King get close to Eric? Can Eric get close to Kadugala? This battle will only benefit Bewall, who is now a whole 1.4 seconds ahead of Kadugala, who is in second. Eric needs to be disciplined and patient and hand down Kadugala, because he needs to finish either behind his teammate Bewall or to win this race, but as things stand, with 1 lap to go, it looks like finishing second may just be his best bet. And the corner comes just in a nick of time. Oh no! And the collision has gifted Samuel King, who now finds himself in second position. Kadugala is hunting down some, and they go wide. Eric benefits from this. Eric has benefited from the collision between Samuel King and Kadugala. Ultimately, and Samuel King is into second again. Ladies and gentlemen, tighten your seatbelts, because these 3 drivers are going to give us an edge of the seat kind of end. Very, very close. Eric hunting down Samuel King. Does he get the inside? He makes the overtake and he protects it. He needs to protect. And Samuel King gets back into it. But B-Wall will be very happy with how these 3 drivers are battling it out for who gets to finish second. Because for him now, it's an entire 3-second gap. This only means that if all stays as is, B-Wall will be taking home this race. B-Wall is looking at his first win of the season, but not definitely his first podium, because he's been picking those podiums up ever since the last 4 races. So he's definitely done incredibly well ever since the turnaround of the season. But look at those 3 drivers go at it. Who will get to finish second, third, and fourth is the big question for Eric all to do here. He has 0.4 seconds. And we are getting into the DRS zone. Because any moment now, and we are getting to the DRS zone. Can Eric get a bit of support? No, he misses it out. Oh my goodness. What a race. The checkered flag needs to come soon for Samuel King. Because guess what? Eric is not giving up yet. And for B-Wall, the checkered flag is about to come around for him, which could mean that he gets to win the championship, the race for the first time. B-Wall wins it in Russia. He gets the win, the first he's been longing for. Samuel King comes home to second, Eric comes home to third, and Kadugala comes home to fourth. And those are sounds of an ecstatic B-Wall. A clean race is driven, an emphatic win for the Gardens F1 driver. What a race for him. What a race. We will be coming back in 5 minutes with Abu Dhabi to close the season. And Kadugala is your driver of the day. What a race he's had, but ultimately he'll feel hugely undone by some of the collisions. And there is how things stand. Very, very welcome to the Next Level Experience. And quite a season we've had, quite the journey it has been. The Formula One Esports Championship has come to an end. And I'm here with Samuel King, who has been one of the drivers driving for Moving Ads. Samuel King, what a journey.
It was wild. Slow at the end, because of being at the back of the grid, but we picked up pace towards the end, and I believe it was more entertaining for the fans.
Yeah, ultimately it was more entertaining. I mean, me who was in the commentary box, I mean, I was losing it. You know, so many overtakes, so many rooms for for guys to get into positions that they should be getting into.
Yes.
But we've spoken about this, and I just want to ask you again. The gap between the drivers in terms of experience seems to have really closed in, and this is going to really suffer for next season.
Yes. The gap has completely reduced. At the beginning, it was kind of overwhelming, but right now, I mean, all the qualies, the gap between number 1 and number 6 was like 2 seconds or 3 seconds. So it's a lot more competitive now.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at next season, and you look at this season, the experience has been different. The drivers were great. The decisions have also been improved upon. How important has you been training and practicing been for you in this journey?
It has been, I guess, the backbone of the ending performance, how we pulled up points as moving ads and as myself. Because being at the back of the grid, you learn a few things. And with that, you learn to overtake, you learn when to not go for undercuts or overcuts, so it really helped.
Well, any message you want to send out to the fans out there, given the kind of experience this season has been?
Next season is going to be wild. You'll need some popcorn for that one.
Well, that is Samuel King for you. He's promising you, fireworks next season from the beginning till the end, and we can't wait to see what they have to offer us next season. Well, we are here with Kadugala, a man who at the start of the season was pitted to win this championship, but like I said during one of the races, this is a man that everyone didn't love on track, because everyone had found a way of knocking him out, especially at a time when he was leading the races. Kadugala, what has been the season like for you?
DNFs, disqualifications, and being crushed out. Yeah, I think I finished about 60% of my races this term, so not very good this season, really. Yeah, but we tried to scrap a few points from the few races that we could manage to stay on track, and it's also a learning experience for next season, we now which drivers to go in which certain situations with and which ones to avoid, but then also, like I've said time and again, we need a helping hand.
Yeah, speaking of that helping hand, again, like I said, we have it under authority that the federation is going to rain down with the certain tough rules for next season. And how vital do you think that is going to be for the next season?
When you lose a race under circumstances that are not your own doing, it's something that hurts. You can't live with yourself, you can't sleep at night, But when you lose a race because it was your own mistake, it's okay. You beat yourself up, but you come back. But if I'm losing races and it's not because of my own doing, then I think something needs to be done. They need to address such things, and so that we have equality, and then maybe some other people can be a bit more careful in their racing and craft. Really.
What do you anticipate for next season?
The last couple of races have been really competitive. First of all, I'm very happy for everyone that at least everyone has a race win this season, really. And then it's really been fun, when you're racing against people that can actually race. It's really, really fun, And it's not fun to race and you're far ahead and everyone is struggling at the back. So I'm really happy that the guys have picked up. We are all literally on the same level. So definitely next season, it's just like you saw the last 2 races. You have to keep your concentration on the highest. Any slip up and you lose a place or two. Yeah. So I'm very excited for next season to see that we shall be having very good competition. It's not going to be easy for anyone.
Well, I know that this is the kind of question that you don't want us to ask about, but the feeling of going from a contender to finishing 4th?
It's racing. We win, we lose. But like I said, it's been a learning experience. It's been a fun experience. So obviously, it's a bitter taste in the mouth. But I know what I'm capable of. And definitely next season we're going to come back better. And obviously we are forced because of very many circumstances, really racing and non-racing circumstances. But when the lights go out in March, it will be a different game. It will be a different animal.
Well, he's promised to be a different animal next year in March when the lights do go out. And as such, the championship will begin in March and he's ready. He says he's going to practice. And like a reminder, next season, it's going to be a manual championship. So everything to die for, everything to fight for. That's been a conversation with Kadugala. The Gardens F1 Club, one of the most talked about clubs in Uganda when it comes to Formula One, sent two of its best drivers in B-Wall and Eric, and they have not disappointed to a fact that they have taken home the Constructors' Championship. And today we are here with B-Wall, who drives for the Gardens F1 Club. B-Wall, take us through the emotions from the start of the season to how the season has ended.
It's been a roller coaster. It really has been a roller coaster. First of all, I want to thank the guys at Gardens for the massive support, for the massive funding, and for making sure that the drivers are happy. You know, they're strapped in and they're ready to rock and roll. And I also want to send a shout out to everybody who has followed this race, this season from the beginning. It has been awesome for myself. A couple of firsts happening. I got my first podium a few weeks back. That was, I was ecstatic. I thought that was it, and then I topped it today and got my first win of the season. So it's been awesome.
It was quite a drive.
Goodness, let me tell you the pressure. Look, everybody wants to win, yeah? But nobody explains to you how many kgs you lose when you see somebody in your driving mirror and they're hunting you down, and the seconds are closing in. It was massive, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was fantastic.
We have seen ever since we talked about the close to the season. We've seen so many people coming out wanting to be part of this championship. What do you think is going to happen different next year, especially for those who view online?
First of all, I would encourage everybody to start by following, the Next Level UG pages on Twitter especially, and on YouTube. And then secondly, when you make some time, come down to Kamwesi Mall. On Fridays we normally have a racing fellowship. Come and practice, come and do your tryouts. You never know, you might be good enough for F2 and then you get promoted to F1 like I was, and before you know it, you could be racing for a club. There's clubs out there that are willing to fund and sponsor drivers. And speaking of clubs that are willing to sponsor and fund drivers, we welcome also other clubs that would like to get noticed, to be a part of this F1 thing, because like I said, it's been groundbreaking, and it's a very good way to remind the world that Uganda is so many steps ahead.
Well, when you talk about Uganda being so many steps ahead, the first ever championship happened, absolutely went from okay to, well, what a moment. What a moment, you know. So I mean, any message you want to give to the different drivers out there?
First of all, for the guys who have won, congratulations. I think they've been brilliant drivers. If I'm not mistaken, I think everybody has won a race at least this season. That's quite something. Secondly, to everybody who has followed the races online and on Twitter and on other spaces, thank you so much for spending your time with us. Thirdly, to everybody who'd like to be a part of it, like I've already said, make some time, come down here, fellowship with us on Fridays, and do some gaming. And also parents, if you have some kids who are hard-headed or bored or don't have careers, don't have zeal, don't have gusto, bring them here, and you just never know, they might be the next Lewis Hamilton. So and finally, to the entire world out there, Next Level UG is going to the next level.
Well, Next Level is ultimately and definitely going to bring you the experience and bring you the journey. And the journey could not have been any different, any better without moving ads, because they've really done an incredible job. But thank you so much, B-Wall. Looking forward to seeing you next season, and congratulations on the Constructors Championship.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank
Yes.
You,
Thank you. And now, it's the moment of truth. We are now handing over the trophy, and Ezra, the CEO of Next Level Experience, is here to hand over the trophy to the winner of the season, Gerald Hamilton. Congratulations. Yes. Congratulations, Gerald. Very well done. Oh, congratulations on a fantastic win of the 2022 Formula One Esports Championship in Uganda.
Yes, thank you. It really feels exciting. I actually thought, but okay, yeah.
It's the first trophy you're winning in your life, eh?
Honestly, no, because I was a sportsman. So, but yeah, it's first trophy I'm winning like in a long time. Actually, this is like probably like the best thing that happened to me this year. So, yeah, I'm gonna grab onto it.
Yeah, I mean, the season you started off absolutely well, and you closed it off not quite in the fashion you would love to close it normally.
Well, after me actually taking over the championship leadership board and actually having a win prior to the finale, I really didn't feel like actually stressing out the other drivers, because apparently my cockiness isn't really liked, so I didn't want to cause a lot of havoc. Yeah, so I just back down, let guys at least have their battle in the mid table, and yeah.
Next season promises to be fireworks because the drivers seem to be closing up on the gap on you. Do you plan on trying to keep that going, or it's going to be really a lot of work for you also come next season?
I wouldn't say it's a lot of work, just actually make things much more fun, because at the point I truly felt lonely up there. So yeah.
Well, congratulations to you, and hoping to see you next season, and hope you'll have prepared enough, because the other drivers have promised to bring the game to you.
It's okay, they also have targets on their backs.
Well, that is Gerald Hamilton, the winner of the first ever Formula One Esports Championship in Uganda, brought to you by Next Level Experience. The the first ever Esports Championship in Uganda could not have happened without the brains behind it, and the brains behind it in Uganda has got to be the man Ezra Anecho. Ezra, what made you think about Esports Championship? Many people, when they start the championship, when they start video gaming in Uganda, start with football, that is FIFA, start with the combat, kind of video games where you have Call of Duty, you have things like Spider-Man, Batman in there, but you thought about Formula One. What about Formula One attracted you to it?
The main thing that attracted us to Formula One really is Formula One, first of all, is a very thrilling sport. It's an adrenaline kind of sport. But also from the esports perspective, given that our vision is really to grow the esports industry in Uganda and also expand it and grow followership. When we did our market research and survey, we zeroed down on Formula One because it's easier to package as a product, and with the time, we are very optimistic that the numbers, as you've seen the season gone through, has kept on growing, and we really can't wait for next season. We will come back better, more organized and bigger.
Well, I mean, you speak about growth, this season. When you look at the drivers, the gap was immense, but it seems to have closed seriously in the last weeks of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this last race has been amazing. When we started, there was a kind of skill gap where there was one individual quite high and the rest of the team just picking up. Actually, frankly to speak, most of the racers were not into Formula One as an e-sport. Majority were into FIFA and so on. So they had to put in a lot of work to practice, and I think the practice is starting to pay off. That is why in the last couple of races, it was very hard to predict that you would not go into a race knowing that so-and-so is going to take the lead. So everyone is almost at fine when you gauge their skills. So the gap has narrowed down. That's why for us next season we can't wait, because next season is going to be absolute fire.
I have it in good authority that next season is going to be so much of manual. How true is this?
Yes. So when we started from the lower levels. There were quite a number of assists, but as the season progressed, we kept removing them. And the next season now, the gears are going to be manual. So the guys have to put in a lot of work to practice and catch up to be ready for next season around March.
Okay. Who have been your supporters? Because I know that this is not something easy to organize. Have you had any supporters in ensuring that it's not just racing and then who has supported Next Level in ensuring that this is a product that is delivered?
So we've had quite a number of partners, but the biggest partners have been Next Level Experience as a business, and also shout outs to Moving Ads. All the content and whatnot, they have been behind the scenes doing the coverage, and also NBA Sports. They have given us a platform to share the content. So those are the main sponsors. But we have also had the different clubs like Nigeria. We have had Black Oak. So and the entire community that has really been there. We appreciate everyone for their support, and we appeal to any other sponsors that next season it will only get better. So with support and the community around, we will only get better at what we are doing.
Right, that is Ezra for you. There's so much more that you could talk about. There's so much more that you could share. But for now, I'm going to let him go, and then along the way, probably in January, we'll have another chat with him as we get closer to the next season. But for now, we're going to ask him to come and hand over the championship, the trophy, to the eventual winner of the season, and that is Gerald Hamilton, who won the championship and took it home. And he gets to win what? What does he get to win again?
So he gets to walk away with a trophy and also 1 million shillings.
Yeah, I'm not going to let him reach home. But ultimately, congratulations to Gerard Hamilton, and congratulations to Next Level Experience for ultimately bringing the trophy and the experience to Uganda.